Hi, Dr. Rutherford here. Today we are going to talk about, does Hashimoto's go into remission, or Hashimoto's and remission? These are questions that have come in a variety of different forms, and I'll try to cover them all. So the answer to does Hashimoto's go into remission is yes. Yes, it actually is a normal part of it. So if you, autoimmunity in general, okay, autoimmunity, the goal when you treat a patient with autoimmunity, whether you're treating with medication and immunoglobulins or steroids or whatever, or whether you're doing the superior model of functional medicine for Hashimoto's, the goal is always the same. The goal is to take that person who is in active case, and normally I don't get cases coming in here in remission, okay, and to get that person into remission. Okay, let's go back a step. All autoimmunity has certain touchstone characteristics. So when you have a patient comes in, they don't know what the heck is going on, and you're digging and you're trying to say, okay, where do we go with this? Is it neuroinflammation? Is it autoimmunity? You start hearing a person going, it was triggered by this, and then I had it for a while, and then it went away. I have no idea why it went away. I just know it went away. And then a year or two, I just had one yesterday. And then 5 years later, it came back. And then he did some herbs and botanicals, and he worked with nutritionists and stuff, and then it went away. And then 5 years, it's went from like 2000, and then it went away, 2005 came back, then it went away, 2010 came back, then it went away, 2015 it came back, then away, and yesterday he's calling me. That's a natural, that was not a Hashimoto's case. That was a rheumatoid arthritis case. And that's a natural characteristic of autoimmunity. So there's a lot that people don't understand about autoimmunity yet, but one thing we do know is it comes and goes. If it doesn't go, that's when you end up in your doctor's office, our office, your rheumatologist's office, trying to figure out how to get it to go in remission. And why does it go in remission? It's hard to say, but just from the understanding that I have of treating this for like thousands of these cases over a period of a long time, it just seems like there's so many different things that affect it. Everybody's immune system has a different, for lack of a better term, plasticity. Some of your immune systems are stronger than others. Once you start getting into a good phase of your life, maybe you just got a new relationship that's great, you got a great job, all of a sudden, your finances are good, you're eating right, suddenly you just went on a vegetarian diet or an autoimmune paleo diet, or all of these things. They can take the pressure off of the system and allow your immune system to start really doing its job. There is a part of your immune system called the Th2 system. And this Th2 system basically is also called the T regulatory system. This system is 24/7 trying to stop your immune system from attacking you. When you start taking all the pressure off of it by maybe living a better lifestyle, maybe getting rid of a bunch of toxins, maybe just doing a bunch of things, maybe having no stress, maybe being euphoric because you just met the love of your life, and you put all those together, now your Th2 system has a chance to really kick butt and do its job. There's also poor microbiome function. The microbiome is huge without getting into it in a great length. But I mean, microbiome is like, they did the microbiome project from 2005 to 2010. And I mean, when you have bad microbiome, you are not going into remission. That's not happening. Okay, so that's the 3 to 5 pounds of bacteria that are in your large intestines and some in your small intestines. And so there's stress. There's the microbiome is huge. The plasticity of your immune system, and there's more. Okay, but the idea that I want you to get is you have to take care of yourself. You have to be in a good spot. And then what will happen is maybe you're in a good spot, and you're in remission, and then something happens. And it could be, right now, it could be that you got COVID. You're hearing about all these long COVID patients. These people, I will guarantee you're going to find out most of these people either have developed autoimmunity because they had the genetics to do so, or they had autoimmunity, were in remission, and the virus kicked it out. And so there are 40-some triggers that can trigger you out of remission if you have Hashimoto's thyroid disease, okay? I think COVID's going to become another one, just my opinion, based on observations I'm seeing here in the office. But you can have a stress. So you can have overwhelming infection, you can have a viral infection like COVID, you can have pneumonia, something like that. You can have a stress, you can just have a big stress. I mean, you have a great marriage, everything's going, you've been married forever, and all of a sudden something happens to your spouse, and all of a sudden you're stressed out of your mind, or some big financial thing hits you. That'll trigger it. So it could be a surgery. A surgery will create massive amounts of cortisol going through your system, even though you're under anesthesia. That can trigger it. Any type of surgery can trigger. I had to have my teeth done, and that's surgery, and so it set me off for a little bit. You can have, for those of you who may not know, I have Hashimoto's. Okay, it's accidents like a fall, or you break your arm, or you get in a car accident, or you do something where you're like, now I've got a whiplash and it's not going away. And that'll set, because that creates inflammatory responses also. I think the two biggest ones are stress, and then having a child. A person's going along just fine. Maybe they had rheumatoid arthritis. Maybe all of a sudden they were in remission. Now they have a child. Boom. They have Hashimoto's. Maybe they didn't have Hashimoto's. Maybe they got a mom and a dad, maybe they have a dad. Maybe they have a mom and a sister and an aunt that have thyroid disease. They have a baby. Everything goes south. The hair starts falling out. The heart starts palpating. They start getting anxiety. They start getting constipation, dry skin, and all that type of stuff. They go to 86 different doctors. Everything's normal. They come in. We look at them and go, when did this happen? And they go, well, you know what? Since I delivered my second child, my health has been going downhill drastically. I will tell you right now, that person, there is probably a 90% chance or more that they have developed an immune attack against their thyroid, and so those are triggers. So yes, it's just part of the clinical picture of autoimmunity in general, but it's also specifically a part of the clinical picture of Hashimoto's, that you can go in and out of remission. Obviously, when the patient shows up here, they are now out of remission, and they're not figuring out how to get back. I'm sorry, and they're not figuring out how to get back in remission. So that's the short answer, and the long answer on can Hashimoto's go into remission.